Hello and welcome to an everyday canines video. In this episode on the A to Z of Hoopers, we're going to look at the blind cross. Now, not everybody likes blind crosses. I do. I think they're quite a handy tool to have, but not everybody likes them. So some people will just stick with a front cross and rear cross in Hoopers, and they won't bother with the blind cross. But I think if you've got plenty of time to do it, the blind cross can be very useful. Why is it called a blind cross? Well, it's called a blind cross because instead of the front cross where you make eye contact with your dog, in a blind cross, you lose sight of your dog because you cross with your dog behind you. So imagine you're the dog, you're on my left-hand side and I want you to come to my right-hand side. So you're coming down here, I move, so you change sides. That's all I do. Basically, I move across and pick you up on the other arm. Unlike the front cross, it can be less obvious for the dog what they've got to do, and this can confuse your dog. So it can be a bit handy to do some groundwork before we do that. So just to show you again, just so you know, there's very little in terms of motion here, but you've got one arm out. I want my dog to be on the other side. I'm just going to cross, so I cross my feet, but you could just be walking across, and I change my arm. And the main move you're going to be looking at is the hand movement. So starting on this, as I cross, my head turns and I go. I may even put the hand down firmly to demonstrate you're moving to this arm. So how can we teach this? One of the ways we can start to teach this is just by teaching our dog to switch sides. So I want my dog to be facing this side. Good girl. And what I can do is I've got treats in both hands. She's on this side. Oops, come here. And I want her to go behind me. So what can be handy to have is if you stand in front of a sofa or a wall, so they can't go in front of you. I haven't got that option here because I'm talking to you. But when I did this at home, I was stood in front of the sofa. She can only go behind me. And we're going to send her behind. With that, I can send her with that arm. Is it hard? Okay, watch. So what we're going to try and do, it's actually good you're seeing this because I haven't done this exercise with Piper in a long time. She actually knows what blinds are. But on the flat, but she hasn't done this for a while. So I'm going to send her, this time what I'm going to do is sit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the treat behind me. Go get it. It's there, you Lala. It's there. I'm going to make sure there's no more sausage in that hand. Because we are looking. Try this again, lovely. Ready? Go get it. Okay. Nice. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Sit. Show her there's a treat there. And I'm going to throw it behind. Ready? Go get it. Go get it. Being a real Lala now. There's there. Okay, so maybe she can't see that. Maybe it's too small on the grass. She's also had a busy morning. So maybe our little brain has fried. But you get the idea. I'm throwing it behind me. Teaching the dog to switch. Okay, ready? Go get it. So we do this on the flat. So I would have something in front of me so she couldn't actually make the wrong choice. Ready? Come here, ready, go get it. And you're doing this and you're building up so your dog is understanding switching sides, right? Just understanding the concept, that's all they're doing. To be honest with you, I didn't do that much work on that before moving on to doing it on the flat because I actually find that when you do it on the flat, it comes a bit easier. I'm going to set her up in a weight here again. Sit. And when I release, I'm going to make sure I'm far enough. When I release, I've got to switch sides. So I'm going to start switching, go. And she moved before I said. Watch that one. Because she shouldn't be triggered by body motion. She should be triggered by my words. Go. Good girl. Good girl. So you see, I'm changing sides, good girl. On the flat, using the toy, good girl, to demonstrate where I want her to come in. And that is really what we're doing. Now, you can see this is not one you're going to be able to do on, you could do it on the free hoop, but you're going to have to really make sure you're in motion. I'd much prefer to do this with a straight. Admittedly, I am a slower handler, but I much prefer to have that straight so that she's coming down and I can just drop the toy and I haven't got to think too much. But that's basically how you do your blind. You're just switching sides. Again, something you can practice in front of a mirror. Watch yourself, am I doing it right? You can practice it with another person and say, does it look like I'm changing sides? Once you get the hang of it, you do. The other thing to bear in mind with a blind, Like the front cross, you always do it when you've got plenty of space ahead. You need slightly less space than the front cross, but you still need to be ahead of your dog. I always look and think I want to be doing these 2 hoops ahead of my dog. If my dog is nearly at that hoop, I bail. And, you know, I like to have that 2 hoop distance to do anything like this, because also it gives the dog plenty of time to see what I'm doing and think, right, she's changing side, I need to be changing side. So it's all things to bear in mind. Doing them right on top of the dog squishes the dog and forces them into feeling, I don't like doing that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this Everyday Canines video. And if you have, you might have subscribed to the YouTube channel, and you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And I hope to see you all again very, very soon.